Not too long ago, I was baking it up in my vegan bakery over in little old Dagsboro, Delaware, Center Bite Bakery. And now I'm here in LA, figuring out a way to keep doing my thing. So for a while at the shop, I used to make these raspberry oat squares every once in a while. And when I transitioned our coffee shop to be an all vegan bakery, I started getting requests for these raspberry oat squares, but they had a ton of butter in them. So obviously I wasn't making them at our all vegan bakery. So I finally played around and found a way to make them even better. These vegan berry oat bars give you that perfect crisp and chew from the oats and the natural sweetness from the mix of berries. It's that ingredient mixture that fools you into thinking you're having a healthy treat for breakfast, but it also has lots of sugar because that's the way I like my sweets. So let's bake them together. This is my well-loved recipe that I'm sharing with you that I have to share with you because you can barely read. It's a mess. So let's get to it. So in this bowl, I have my 1.5 cups of flour and also 1.5 cups of oats. I'm gonna add the melted butter. I like to use Earth Balance. If you're using it from a tub, you're gonna measure 168 grams, but if you have the sticks, it's 12 tablespoons. We're also gonna add 1 cup of brown sugar and our baking powder and salt. It's a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now mix it all up. Mix it, stir, stir, stir. There's this children's book that we used to read when I was younger, and it was called something like Patrick's Peas, and that's how the song would go in it. Mix it, mash it, stir, stir, stir. So every time I say that, I don't know if that was like a well-known children's book or not, but it's all I think of when I mix. Patrick hated peas. So I'll switch over to a spatula just to make it a little bit easier, but then I do use my hands because you can see it's like crumbly and it's easier. All right, so take your pan. I actually used to use an 8x8 or a 9x9 pan, a square pan for this, but this will work. It's an 8x11, so you can kind of make it up. It makes a thicker crust. So you can have thick crust, thin crust, whatever. So you're gonna take this mixture and use about 2/3 of it, just eyeball it in the pan here. Or get 2/3 of it on the table, whatever. Until it covers the bottom. And then you gotta really pack it down, because if you don't pack it down, it won't cut evenly when you take it out. I mean, no shame in eating it with a spoon, but you gotta really pack this stuff down. And then cut those edges down. I really do put all my weight into it. But I learned that the hard way once because I didn't do it. And especially when I was at the shop, I mean, I can't sell imperfect things, you know? At home, I don't care that much, and I really will just eat it out of the pan with a spoon, but up to you how much work you want to put into it. All right, ready, Freddy. So you can put this in the oven now at 350, and it'll take like 20 minutes. You want to get that crust a good bake before you put the filling in. So while that's baking, we can start the filling. I just have frozen mixed berries here. It's got some blueberries and some raspberries. You can kind of do whatever you want, but if you do have strawberries, I like to cut them up a little bit just to make them spread out a little nicer, a little more bite-sized once it's done. So to this bowl, I'm gonna add our sugar. We have 1/4 cup of cane sugar and also 1/4 cup of flour. And then we're gonna add some lemon juice. I just use the cap and measure it that way. So we add 1 capful of lemon juice. Coolio. Then mix it on up. Make sure each piece of fruit is evenly coated so it's super sweet and delicious. I know how good I'm doing. I'm not spilling anything. Oh my God. That's pretty good. Good already. so now we're gonna spread this mixture on top of that baked crust. Just as evenly as you can. Just a little more bits of flour, just kind of spread it around. Pretty good. And then we have the remainder of that crust that we made from earlier, so it makes it kind of easy that you don't have to dirty up a third bowl or make another batch, and then you're just gonna sprinkle it on top. Super slow for aesthetics. Looks so pretty. That's honestly why I like using the mixed berry, because I just feel like it's prettier. And you have all the different colors in there. Ready to go back in. So you're gonna put it back in the oven, same degrees, 350. It's gonna take like 30 minutes depending on your oven, so just keep an eye on it. All right, we're back. I had to let it rest for a little bit. It's a lot easier to cut if you don't dig in right away. So let's do it. I like to make giant slices because I know myself. Nora too. And then I'm gonna like a big slice, but cut them up however you want, obviously. Oh my gosh, that looks delicious. It's gonna fall apart, it's still a little warm. Let's try it. It's very good. It's a little warm still. I like to firm them up in the fridge a little bit, but thank you, this was fun. Let me know if you try it or if you want to see any other veganized recipes. That was like a really messy bite.
Action.
These vegan berry oat bars give you that perfect crisp and chew from the oats and that natural sweetness from the mix of berries. Berries are Nora's favorite, if you can't tell. Bye, Nora.
Or vanish.
That's the way that I liked it.
Do you want me to take her downstairs?
I'm gonna help you. Yeah.
Well, now I don't know.
Don't force it. Yeah, don't force it. It's totally fine.
If you don't use your hands, it's not gonna work. Oh yeah.
The elbows there too.
No matter how hard I try, you can. It's the face. It's the face you make before you even do it. It's like you're. Wait, look. Let me show you. Let me show you.
I go far.
You go like you have to really dig down. You're gonna barf? Get out of my kitchen.